mommy say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. It feels right.
Hello, dear viewers. I'm Rakesh, with your host with the webinar Euro US Dollar and GBP USD Technical Analysis today, 22nd July 2021. Dear friends, you are already aware that this is a webinar to discuss the technical aspects of the Euro Dollar and the Great Britain Pound. And if sometimes the time permits, then we also discuss the other pairs, and of course the time actually permits every day. I just want to give you a reminder that this session will be strictly in this session we will be strictly talking about the technical aspects of trading and not the political or the rate interest changes or of that sort. Something may be taken, but not much of the fundamentals. We'll only be talking about the price action, the psychology of a trader when he takes a trade, when we should take trade, when we should not take trade, and also a little about the risk management and all. And at the end of the session I'll be taking the questions from the viewers, so I request you to keep your questions to be asked till the end of the session. And last but not least, everything that I say in this webinar is for information or the knowledge purpose only, so you have to do your own research before you put your hard money on the line. I will just quickly go through the risk disclaimer and then we will start looking at the charts. This is a normal thing which says that the foreign exchange or trading on the foreign exchange and the margin carries a high level of risk. So you don't have to take a trade based only on this video. You have to carry out your own analysis, and if you incur any losses because of your decisions, I will not be responsible for that. Okay, after this risk disclaimer, let us look at the charts today. So this is the chart that we are looking at today. This is the euro dollar daily chart. You see something very strange has happened today. The price actually closed day yesterday above this weekly line, which we were talking about, that there is a possibility that the price will close below this week, but actually it has not closed below this week. It has already closed higher than this, but see, at a higher price like today, it has met with a certain resistance and could not keep up with those highs. I think it will be more clear to you on the 4-hourly chart. You see, when the price tried to go above this falling channel line, it actually met with the resistance. That means the sellers were sitting over here and they pushed the price again down. So now from this only candle, it seems like when the price started going up, sellers started it pushing down, and it is now even lower than the opening price of this candle. So there is now tug of war between the buyers around this region at around 1.1772 levels and 1.1770 levels, and the sellers which are sitting at around 1.1829 levels. So this 50 pips of 50 to 60 pips of price range is having a lot of buyers and sellers, and there is still an uncertainty to which direction finally the euro dollar will go. So what is the possible scenario here now? You see this falling wedge has broken to the upside. After breaking to the upside, it took support at this line and tried to push the price up, but eventually met the resistance with this line here. Okay, I'm sorry, I said it wrongly. Actually, it broke out of this falling channel, but it is still inside this wedge. It is still inside this wedge. Okay, so it may move as per the direction which we had decided earlier, which is it will go from here to this area, may find support at the upswing pivot, again go here, again go here, may go upward or may go downwards from here. So the next levels to watch for this particular pair is still 1.1704 to the downside, and on the upside it is 1.1975 in case the price is able to break above this falling pattern and close the day above, which it did yesterday, but yesterday it did not close above this falling wedge pattern. So we need to see a close above this falling wedge pattern to be sure that the price of 1.1975 is exposed. Until then we cannot be sure about it. On the lower side, if it breaks below this low of 1.1751, which was the price made yesterday, then 1.1704 is the next target to the downside. Talking about the Great Britain pound, it is also moving as expected, and right now the price is trading at 1.37509, and it has made a daily high of around 1.37869 levels and a low of 1.3690. So there is a range of 100 pips in this market. Maybe this previous low, and there are 1 2 3 4 5 lows here around in this region, maybe that area is now acting as a resistance, but from the patterns point of view, this falling channel resistance is still sitting today at around 1.38, and for tomorrow it is 1.3815 levels, and day after tomorrow it is 1.3791 levels. So expect the price to reach at least 1.3800 levels before it starts falling again. Maybe the price will not be able to close below weekly's upswing pivot, which you were thinking that if it does, then more downside is possible for the price, and that downside could pull it all the way to 1.3482. But see how the weekly candle is trying to become a bullish pin bar here. This candle has a low at around 1.3571 and a high at around 1.3786. So it is almost 200 pips of candle, and there is still tomorrow is the day which is still a trading day. So if it continues rising tomorrow also, then it can give you a very beautiful bullish pin bar, and that too at the weekly upswing pivot. Now my friends, the weekly upswing pivot, if some bar or bullish pin bar comes at a pivot, then I must tell you that it is very wonderful possibility or a trade opportunity, because bullish pin bar at a support, there cannot be anything superior to that. So in this scenario, what we do is that we try to keep a long position pending above the high of the bullish pin bar, if it becomes the bullish pin bar, of course, at the high of this area. I will tell you how to trade this type of pattern. If this turns out to be green tomorrow, then we'll place a buy order above this, we'll keep a stop loss below this and target the next resistance. Of course 1.3909 is the next resistance, but it is not very high resistance. So the recent high, which is the potential double top. Potential double top, because if it could have closed the weekly candle below this upswing pivot, then it could have been a broken double top. But right now it is not a double top because the candle has not closed below, so it is still a pattern in formation, and we can see that the price may test this recent highs at 1.14 1.4241 levels again. So this is one thing, and let me switch this to the daily chart again. So this is the level where I was saying that you can place your buy orders, but not now. If the weekly candle closes as a bullish pin bar, then only. Okay, in that scenario the price will rise a bit tomorrow again, and there is a chance that this falling channel line may provide resistance to the price here. So this zone, I must say that you let, okay, I will just close this one. I will remove the previous drawings. So since the price has not closed below, so we will also remove this drawing here. We'll also remove this drawing. So what is the idea now? The idea now is that the most probable scenario now, what is looking to me, is of this sort, this only. This is the one scenario that the price will come down and go up, and the other scenario is that the price will go here and then eventually come back, sorry, the price will go here and then again come back to test this channel support here, like this. Since this is the stronger support and it has not been tested as a support level since the time it this resistance at 1.3482 is broken, and this may be the opportunity when the market is trying to test this recent support resistance as a new support, 1.3482 levels. But right now the bullishness looks intact and the price may be able to test this region of 1.3800 before going down from here. Let us see on the 4-hour chart how it looks like. Of course this 4-hourly candle is red in color, but the previous bullish candle is still intact and the low of that candle has not been taken out. So expect a little up move in this price before it starts going down. I think it will go to 1.3800 at least once, or maybe more, to this channel resistance level. Talking about the Australian dollar, it has already closed the day below this very important support of 0.7402 levels. So because it has closed the day, so it is already weak now. Whatever is coming now may be treated as a small bounce, or you can say pullback, maybe to this one 0.7402 levels only, or it can at most go to the level of 0.7465 before it starts going down again, as it is already making lower highs and lower lows. So Australian dollar against the US dollar is weak and is going down. We have also marked this head and shoulder breakdown and retest value of around 0.74634 levels here, which the price can test tomorrow or maybe next week, and then we can open a short position there with the target of 0.7000. So this is about the Australian dollar against the US dollar. It is also called as Aussie dollar. Let us see what is happening on the 4-hour in this chart. Okay, see in this chart 0.7402 levels is providing the resistance to the price, but since the price has V-shaped recovery from here, expect the price to go to at least this neckline to retest it as a new resistance. So friends, on the upside we have a resistance which is this is dynamic in nature around 0.7450 to 0.7465 levels, and on the downside we have support at 0.7223 next. The key levels for the New Zealand dollar here, it looks like it is also making a descending triangle here, or a sort of wedge only, but see how the price is. Okay, I will just delete the previous drawing so that it does not confuse you, but this is the trajectory that we think the price will take in the coming times. We will just leave that also, because we are not going to speculate. We'll do as the market goes. Right now it seems like making a flag. It is looking like a bullish flag, but since it is in the formation at the lows of 0.6916, which was the previous resistance for the price, so I'm expecting this level to act as a good support, and maybe this short-term falling trend line will break to the upside and the price starts going up, and may also test 0.7315 levels here. It looks very impressive. The New Zealand dollar is not dropping and is rising against the US dollar. I told in my webinar 2-3 days before also that as compared to the other currencies which were falling like this, you see, before the last session there was 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions of downtrend in the pound for, but here in this one this was not the case. So the New Zealand dollar is still trading at the same price where it was trading almost 5 or 6 days back, but on the other hand Great Britain pound is not trading at that price, it is trading at the lesser price. So New Zealand dollar is relatively stronger as compared to the US dollar, as compared to the other currencies. But here still the important key levels to take trades from are 0.6912. If you can get a buy near this and a stop loss below this will be a good idea, but since it is in the middle of this channel, I will say just don't open any position. If you get a buying opportunity at relatively lower level, then it will be a good idea. So yeah, I think there's no opportunity in this one also. Yes, but this one of USD we were talking about it yesterday, that there is a possibility the price will break above this and close higher, and yesterday the price managed to close the daily candle higher than this. So now expect the price to either grow above 112 or go at least to this level, which is the confluence of the resistances now, and push down to 107.47. but in case the price is able to go above 112, then the retest of 112.18 levels can be a very good opportunity to go long in this pair. You see the price has already successfully closed above this small falling channel. This is small falling channel I'm saying, because even if it has closed above this channel, it is not a buy condition, because the price is very close to the resistances which are at around 111.50 to 112.18 levels. So I will never be asking you to think about buying this market. In fact, we should not be buying such a market when it is very close to the resistance and your stop loss is much far. You should open a position only when you have a possibility of gaining at least 3 times the risk that you are going to take, and you should not be taking risk of 1%, more than 1% on any single trade of your choice. Talking about the loonie is the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. As I was saying yesterday only, that after hitting this channel resistance, there is a possibility that the price will go and test this channel support again before moving again to the top side. So here we can witness that yesterday the price closed at around 1.2559 levels and is still trading at those levels only. At 1.2571 is the current price, and it is showing an inside bar. I'm expecting the price to hover around these levels only till tomorrow or maybe Monday or Tuesday next week, and then eventually take support at this channel support to go back to this 1.2914 regions. Why I'm saying is because this movement from here after so much of consolidation is strong, and the prices has started making higher highs and higher lows on the daily chart. For this to fail, it has to meet a stronger resistance, or the aggressive sellers which I am expecting are sitting at around 1.300 levels, or this range which I have created, because see, this was a strong support for the price in the past, and if this has broken to the downside, those who failed to join this sell off here, they may enter this market here on the short side. But if eventually the US dollar is able to throw the Canadian dollar in dustbin, or can say thrash it and go up and break the 1.3015 region, then the retest of this region as a new support may give us an equal good opportunity to go long in this market with the long term perspective with a target of 1.4689 region. Now talking about the US dollar against the Swiss franc. Yesterday only we have talked about it, and today also the situation has not changed. The price is hovering in the same region. We need to close a day out of this symmetrical triangle to be sure that the market is going in a one direction. Here now it is a range bound market. If one wants to take advantage of this market, can sell close to this falling line and buy close to this rising line, but I will never recommend such a trading, because yes, there is no much movement. Even if the price, if you see the ceiling from top to bottom here is only 240 points, not a good idea to put your money on the line for this much. All right, but I want to see what is happening on 4-hour chart in this one. On 4-hour chart, although USD CHF is showing a much better performance, I think it will go at least to this long line which is falling. So there's a possibility that these previous highs are tested in the market, but at the same time I'm not bullish here because it is going to meet this falling line again. So buying at this area with the stop loss of this one is not a good idea because the resistance is very close and your take profit targets will be very close as compared to your stop loss, which is not a good idea of trade. All right friends, so yes, those who are watching, if you have any questions, I will be very happy to answer those. You can ask me the questions in the chat. If you want me to analyze any other market, any stock, for anything that has a chart, I can do that, but only condition is that it should be available on the Dukascopy platform. Please write in the chat if you want me to answer any questions for you. I will be waiting for the questions for 30 seconds, and if the questions don't come, then I will just wrap up this session. All right, so I don't see any questions in the chat box, but I highly recommend or urge you to ask the questions, because if you ask questions, then only you will be certain what we are talking about, and I will know that at least you are learning something out of it. In the end, I just hope that you have got some idea about the support and resistance levels that are of interest in the coming days and hours. If you want to know something about the gold or silver charts, or the Bitcoin for that matter, or the Ethereum, they are available on our platform. I'll be very happy to cover them also if you insist. And in the end, I just want to tell you that please do not risk more than 1% of your capital on any single trade. If you can do it like 0.25% or 0.5% on a single trade, it is even better than risking 1% or more on your capital, or sorry, on your any single trade. And do not open a trade if you think that your risk to reward ratio is 1:3 or less. If it is more than 1:3, then it is okay, it is called an A++ trade, you can do that. But if it is not, then I think it is not a good idea, or in the long term it will be very difficult for you to be a consistent trader or a consistently profitable trader, I must say. And I shall end this webinar now. Please press the like button if you find this video useful for you. Leave your suggestions in the comment section and consider subscribing to the channel for more such videos if you are new. Also, you can join the Dukascopy Forex community. It is the link is there in the description, and this community is full of good traders, I will say, the Forex traders. And have a profitable day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow's webinar. We will be doing a half an hour webinar tomorrow at the same time. In fact, we are going to do this every single day from Monday to Friday. And if you still have questions, and if you're watching this webinar after I am live, you just be sure that you are there tomorrow when I go live, and we can talk or do this webinar in an interactive manner where I will be taking questions, or also the pairs that you want me to have a look at and do an analysis directly in front of you. You see, we don't use any indicators. We use only the tools that are provided in the provided to everybody, actually, the lines and Fibonacci sometimes I use. So this is a pure price action you should know about. Leave all the indicators and join us in this webinar to get and take the informed decisions about your trading. In the end, I will just say have a profitable day. Thank you very much for watching. Signing off, Rakesh.
Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradle.